But you know what I love more? You ever use a body wash and fresh out the shower, you're like, I don't know what I could layer this with? I'm gonna give you credit because you asked this question, but today we shall discuss perfumes that would pair well, that would layer really well with Cares's Black Orchid and Patchouli Oil Body Wash. So keep in mind, it's been a few short years ago that I did a review for this body wash. At the time, the packaging was very different. Since then, they've rebranded it, and I don't feel like it's the same. That's besides the point, okay? Anywho, we're going to talk about what I feel layers the best with Caress Black Orchid and Patchouli Oil Body Wash. Caress has two purple body washes. Not to be confused, the one I'm talking about is purple and see-through. It's a purple tint. There is another one called Caress Lotus and Copaiba Oil. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. That is not the one I'm talking about, but I've also tried that one out. Victoria's Secret. Victoria, don't tell nobody. That's not my joke. Victoria's Secret's, and you'll see it on the screen, Very Sexy Orchid. Not just because it's purple. I know you thinking, now she said that because it was purple like the body. Lies you tell, okay? Lies you tell. The reason why is because from the short period of time that I owned this perfume, it wasn't just about the fact that it's purple and the body wash is purple, so it should go together. No. The reason why it should go together is because the top notes, let's go over the notes. So I'm not afraid to go over this once more. So how fragrances are developed, they are developed in 3 tiers. Base notes, middle notes, top notes. Let's say that again. Repeat with me. Base notes, middle notes, top notes. Get it? Got it? No? Rewind it back until you get it, because I want you to. For Victoria's Secret's Very Sexy Orchid, it came out a few short years ago. I think they've since discontinued it. It came out in fragrance mist too. So it came out in different levels of fragrance concentration. Yeah. The top notes, I'm going to start with the base notes of Victoria's Secret's Very Sexy Orchid Eau de Parfum, which is one of the highest, second to highest concentrations of fragrance, which means it's going to last the longest out the bunch. Base notes to this is patchouli, amber, and vanilla. I already like that it has amber in it, which I feel is a gourmandish smelling note, but I think amber on its own is just floral. I think it's floral to begin with, but it's paired a lot with vanilla. You don't believe me? Get to looking at these perfumes. Get to looking up these notes. Get to look at the packaging. Even the body washes, even the body lotions, even the body oils. You'll see amber, vanilla paired together a lot. Shea butter too. Sometimes all 3. And then vanilla. Now, if you're new here, I'm a gourmand girl. All things gourmandish. I love it. What is gourmand? Cookies, pie, cobbler, tarts, chocolate, vanilla cookies, vanilla extract, pumpkin. We nearing fall. If you're an OG, you know how I feel about pumpkin spice. If not, you'll find out. Take a look. The middle notes. I'm reading the wrong thing. I'm sorry. I just gave away the second one. I'm not editing this out. Y'all, the OGs know, no, I don't edit out mistakes. So those were notes for the second perfume that I feel would layer and pair really extremely well with this Caress body wash. So the base notes of Victoria's Secret Very Sexy Orchid is patchouli and sandalwood is luxurious. I once heard on a radio show about how it smells luxurious. They went to a spa. Okay, I'm not editing that out. They went to a spa and they had a treatment put all over their skin. It like smells, they said it smells luxurious. I didn't know what they were talking about till I went to go smell a potent, what was said to be a essential oil of it. And I'm like, yeah, this needs to be diluted. You ever smell something so concentrated? It's like, it smells good, but it smells like it's too much. So I feel like it should be diluted or mixed with something else in order for it to be tolerable. That's how I feel about lavender. Is an acquired smell. Okay, not everybody, some people think it smells like old people. Mature is the better word. Okay, folks up there in age, nothing old about that. Okay, and then Dr. Teal's has what I feel is the best version of lavender so far. In their body oil, the melatonin Yeah, it'll put you to sleep, but it smells like perfume. And I'm like, look here, can you take that melatonin out and make it out of perfume? I'm just saying. Patchouli and sandalwood is the base notes for the Victoria Very Sexy Orchid perfume. The middle notes is orchid and iris flower. I've never heard of iris flower. I just know that orchid is in there. And the fact that how it smells, I'm like, this definitely should be be put in a gift set. This definitely should be put in a gift set with the Caress this year, with the Caress Black Orchid and Patchouli Oil Body Wash, the see-through tinted perfume. And then the top notes is black currant, pink pepper, and citruses. I remember the first time I got it, I said, yeah, I got to pair this with that Caress body wash. And I'm just sitting here like, hi, okay? Not because it's purple, but because it smells similar, even though the notes are not black orchid in this perfume, and even though the notes are patchouli. You see what I'm saying? It has similar notes. Patchouli is in it, but not patchouli oil. It's similar, but not exact. Then we have the orchid on its own. It's not black orchid. Otherwise, it would have specified. It smells similar, and I distinctly remember the smell, and I'm like, this would go well with this particular body wash. Nothing else out of their lineup. So if you're looking for a perfume to pair really well with it, my first recommendation is Victoria's Secret's Very Sexy Orchid, and not because it's purple. So I just wanted to, kind of help you dial it back and pull it in, reel it in, and like, it's not because it's purple, because I say, okay, that's not what's motivating. That's not what's motivating the choice. Number 2, this is the one I gave accidental notes to prematurely. Now it's time to talk about it, and you'll see everything on the screen here. Christian Dior's, and this is discontinued. The last time I saw a bottle was $300. It was between $300, $400, and $500. Okay, that's probably somebody's payment for something. Okay, don't know what. I feel like it's worth it because I have tried a perfume oil dupe to it from a company I've been recommending for a long time. And I'm like, if this is any indicator it smells like the real thing, I want the real thing. Cost a couple $100. I feel like Christian Dior's Midnight Poison Eau de Parfum, however, there is a extrait, which is considered the highest on the level. It'll last the longest. Never mind my deodorant. Okay. Christian Dior's Midnight Poison Eau de Parfum. Keep in mind, this is discontinued. The base notes is patchouli. I'm just not noticing this, that what I'm recommending here has the patchouli notes in it. Base notes to this one is patchouli, amber, and vanilla. Amber, what I was saying earlier when I thought it was the Very Sexy Orchid notes, this is the Midnight Poison notes from Christian Dior. Patchouli is like, it smells so potent, it's almost similar to sandalwood. Am I saying patchouli smells the same as sandalwood? No. What I am saying is it has that same potency, like smelling on its own feel like it's too much, and it needs to be diluted with something else to make it, for lack of a better word, tolerable. And I see why they don't just have it on its own and they put it with other notes, primarily gourmandish. Amber, I feel like, is a floral note, even though it's paired with vanilla a whole lot. So I'm not going to repeat what I just said. It's just I said it for the wrong perfume. And then vanilla. I love seeing vanilla in perfumes. Now, every vanilla is not equal across perfumers, across body care brands, across hygiene brands. Some people, it smells warmer than others, more like sugar cookie, more like hot sugar cookie, hot, snickerdoodle. There's different levels to vanilla. The vanilla in this got some old school swag to it. I ain't finna lie to you. It got it. It got the old school riz, the old school swag, the old school charisma to it. Okay, vanilla is the cookie that you get off the cookie tray fresh out the oven from your grandmother's house. Okay, that's the real vanilla, not imitation. Okay, when this perfume was made, I think it was this all oils, or it's not on the same level as the perfumes of today. And I don't say that for shade. And this is coming from a person I've tried old school and semi-new school and modernized perfumes. Middle notes to this Christian Dior Midnight Poison is rose. It's just rose. I've never seen a more nice, more appealing version of rose utilized as a singular. In the middle notes, all it is saying it's rose. I like that. I'm no, and this comes from a person that I'm a gourmandish girl. I like cookies, pie, cake, cobbler, whatever you put in the bakery and they pull it back out, apple pie, peach cobbler. I want to smell like that. And for them to put roses in the heart of the fragrance and how it smells, how I know how it smells from a dupe, a really good one, I want the real thing. Top notes to Christian Dior Midnight Poison is bergamot, mandarin orange, and then that's it. Bergamot, it kind of makes me think of bergamot makes me think of one or two things. Hair grease. Anybody remember the old 97 company based in Tampa, Florida? Okay, this southern drawl came out. That's besides the point. Bergamot is in there amongst every other ingredient. Y'all need to come back. Anywho, bergamot is also another note that you see primarily in men's body care. For this to be in a perfume like Midnight Poison, which I think is considered, when it was launched, I think it was considered to be unisex, but primarily geared towards women. Very interesting, distinct note. And then mandarin orange, that's a citrusy note. I feel like the way that this is combined together, they were able to pull it off, because even though a citrusy note is in there, and I'm not the biggest fan of it, the amber, vanilla, patchouli, and the rose and the bergamot probably just pulled it up a notch. And I feel like, based off of what I remember this smelling like, because I used to wear it a whole lot, this will definitely combine really well with the Caress Black Orchid and Patchouli Oil Body Wash, the see-through tinted purple one. Last one, my last recommendation for this Caress body wash for Black Orchid and Patchouli Oil, the see-through tinted purple, is Brit Burberry for women. I also tried a really good dupe to this perfume. Brit Burberry for women is a perfume by Burberry, of course. Came out in 2003. I can remember where I was in 2003. Okay, school. It smells very similar to Poison Girl, which is also by Christian Dior. Now, if you're wondering why I didn't recommend Poison Girl, is just because I feel like it's so light and airy, even though it's also a part of the Christian Dior Poison collection, which has several in its lineup, not just the OG. I just feel like it's not appropriate, because the Caress the body wash we're talking about, the Black Orchid Patchouli Oil, I feel like it's so heavy that it would overtake even fresh out the shower to be even thinking of layering with Poison Girl by Christian Dior. So I'm like, no. However, Brit Burberry I've been able to compare the both of them. The Brit Burberry by women is a bit less sweet, a bit tart, if you will, more so than Poison Girl is. I feel like they're in the same, scent-wise, they're in the same family, but Brit Burberry would fit the best with layering, with pairing it with this Caress Black Orchid and Patchouli Oil Body Wash. It would pair well. And this is my opinion based off of just owning a dupe until it was gone and used up. So if you're looking for perfumes that pair extremely well with this Caress Black Orchid and Patchouli Oil Body Wash, everything's on the screen here, then I would definitely recommend these three. I would definitely recommend Victoria's Secret's Very Sexy Orchid Eau de Parfum. May have to dig a little bit because I believe it's discontinued. Number 2, also discontinued, Christian Dior's Midnight Poison Eau de Parfum. 3, they still sell it online, but I don't know, I don't want to call it discontinued, but they still sell it. It's still readily more available than the first 2. Brit Burberry for women. And it comes in 3.4 ounces, and I think it comes in a little bit higher volume than 3.4 ounces, that Brit Burberry for women. Those are the 3 at this moment that I feel layers extremely well with that body wash. Now, if you missed anything, I'm going to need you to rewind it back to the beginning so you can take your notes before you decide to go shopping, or either consider having it hanging around in your cart, no matter what that looks like. Love you. When I think about love, it's one of the bravest things that you can do. It is patient, it is kind, it does not envy or boast, and it'll keep you on the coast of not being rude or self-seeking. nor is it easily angered or seething mad, and it keeps no records of wrongs. It has no pleasure in evil, but it rejoices in the truth. And most of all,